Oh, okay, there we go. I don't know what's going on with my video, but anyway, let's start over again. So my last feeding was back probably 6, 7 days ago, and I, I did drop some oats. Had a big feeding of oats in this back section, and I did have a big feeding of frozen mixed vegetables of scraps that I had. So it's probably about 3 or 4 pounds that I put in here. I think last week, 6, 7 days, I did drop my bin. My harvest had a lot of good casting in there, some good worms, and I just threw them back on top where I had the fresh vegetables, okay? And I did have, my temperature was reading, I had this in there, so it was reading 60 degrees in my bin, which was pretty good. So I like to keep it between 50 and 60 degrees, maybe just a tad lower, but it has been hot, but it's been cool in my bin. It is kind of wet, which is fine. I'm at a 7 on the acidity, okay, which is good. I did add a lot of bedding too for my last feeding. If you look, I don't have most of the flying nets that I had and those little, I can't remember what they're called. They're pretty much gone because I've been using some DE, okay? But let's check out, and it took me about two weeks to get those guys out of here. But over here, you see all the bedding I got in there. That keeps them off too. But I had a lot of oats back in here, and most of my DE is gone too, back in that area over here. Okay. Okay, just scratching the surface. Let's check these oats and see if they're still here, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at the vegetables. Okay, looks like the worms have moved on, because I did have a lot of worms over here before with all the oats. But I guess they pretty much moved on, and it's cool, to the touch too. And then I still got some worms down there. They doing something. Let's see what they eating on. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe they having relations. I don't know. It looks like they're having some relations. Yep. Because I don't see any food over there. Okay, let's leave them alone and turn off the lights. Okay, y'all keep procreating. Let's leave them alone. Let's check this out over here. Okay, I still got some. For some reason, they just all in some of them are in a ball over here. Guess they'd eaten on the last residue of the oats that I had over here. Let's go a little deeper. What's this? Okay. That's a lot of little juveniles together. And some, oh, focus in. I guess they're doing something over there, huh? Well, let's turn off the lights. Okay, y'all go back over there. And let's go ahead and check out the big feeding that I had over here about 6 days ago. All right. And I put a lot of bedding in here because I didn't want any more bugs trying to get into my bin, trying to control it, which I have been doing. And man, look how dark this stuff is. It's moist, it's wet. Let's do a little test real quick, okay? I'm not gonna squeeze it too hard, but that's not bad. Okay, and you saw from when I did my harvest, I dumped all that stuff back over here. And I had a lot of worms in there too. So let's go ahead and dig this up, and we'll start from the middle. But look how brown it is, dark. Fungi bin does pretty good if you just leave it alone. All right, let's dig it up. Let's see. So it's been a couple of days. It's been about a week. And oh, okay. Yeah, you seen that from the last video. I had a lot of green scraps that I dug up, and most of the stuff most of the green scrap is gone. I got a little piece right there. Okay, but they pretty much killed it. All right. go ahead and dig this other side because it was a big feeding. We're gonna dig all this up and do it. Just do a fluff too. I still got some scraps right there. They're still working on that. Okay, let's go a little further down. A little further down. Pick all these guys up. Okay, look at this. They're working on the last little bit. I'm not gonna do a feeding. I'm gonna let these guys keep eating on this stuff, and then I'll probably do another feeding in a couple more days, I should say. Oh, there's a tomato. All right, it's really cool too. Let's dig all back here too. Then I'm gonna dig up the other side. So I'm gonna just go ahead and mix in a little bedding that I had on top of this stuff. Hope I'm not moving too fast, but you can see how dark and rich it is. If you just leave them alone, just let them guys do their thing. I know sometimes we want to just peek on them, check on them, you know, but I just leave them alone. Come back about 5 or 6 days and check on them. Okay, let's dig this side up here because I didn't do that one. Let's get all the way down. Okay. Nice. Got a lot of worms. Okay, let's get this one back there. We still got a couple. So they're still working on some scraps. That's a banana peel. Usually you find eggs in banana peels. Let's go to this back side and then pull all this up. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I went pretty deep, guys. My bedding was probably about right here where it's kind of dry. And then you see the wet spot. So that wet spot is probably about 4 or 5 inches down. Okay. I'm gonna go a little deeper too. Let's go down a little deeper and bring all this up and see. Okay, let's do one more time over here. Pull it all up so you guys get a good look at this hungry man, how well it does on the casting and stuff. So all that's casting down there because, you know, I only harvest this thing probably about 3 times. Well, 2 times I used the casting, and then the other couple times when I didn't use the castings, I just threw the stuff back on top so they can finish breaking some stuff down and making more casting. Okay. Yeah. This is nature's little army, little soldiers, I should say. Let's dig this middle up, because I didn't dig the middle. Let's get into this middle real quick and leave these guys alone. Out of fresh bedding. I'm gonna mix some of this bedding in there. All right. I think we're done, guys. We're gonna leave them alone, let them finish eating the rest of this to make sure I ain't got no worms on my gloves. Okay, but it's nice and cool and moist. It doesn't smell. It smells like, man, like the outdoors. It's just, it's a nice clean smell. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave these guys alone and let them continue to decompose and make more castings. And I'll bring you guys back probably Wednesday. So hopefully most of the other scraps, because I want to make sure, I like to make sure that all my scraps are gone before I do a feeding. And I'm just going to change size. I'll probably do it on this left side do another big feed in about 4 or 5 pounds, okay? But let's cover all this back up and let them finish. I know sometimes you guys, even once you feed, you just want to check on them. Hey, just leave them alone. Let them do their job. All right. Hey, God bless, and we'll bring you guys back, okay?